Hi there and welcome back to another text and talk about the Stellaris Dev Diary 46, Enclaves. And it's not just about Enclaves, it's clarifying a lot of things and it's gonna be great. Like the Heinlein patch and the Leviathans DLC story pack. Wow, that's going to be some kind of thing. It's going to be like a whole new game, I'm not sure. Now let's see. A not exhaustive list of the Heinlein update is coming from Wiz, the game director, directly. So what you'll get from the Heinlein is Awakened Fallen Empires, and this is all covered with in the playlist I've linked in the cards. You can look at that in detail in the other text and talks or in the dev diaries. I put a link to the dev diaries as well, so you can read it for yourself if you like that. So Awakened Fallen Empires. Fallen Empire quests, tasks, and general improvements. That's going to... I love that. Quests. Now, that adds much more adventure to it even. And fleet roads and new XL weapons. And special ships for Fallen Empires, Titans. Weapon balance rework. Federation victory conditions. Yeah, Federation is going to be reworked. Instead of Alliance, you get a Federation, and the Federation has a lot more things that it can do. Strategic resource rework, that is much needed, especially with a strategic resource working with the sectors. If you played a longer game of Stellaris with a lot of sectors, then you know how this can be a pain. Auto-exploration, that is basically like in Civilization 5 or 4 or wherever, where you put your scout on auto-exploration after a while, because it's safe. Then rally points, very, very good also for the late game. You build, like on 10 planets, you build tons of fleets and you have to manually send them to some strange system. That is going on your nerves. Rally points will be like a blessing. An expansion planner, also very good. I used to rename planets and systems to where to expand next and all of that. So that is going to be great as well. Like that, I love it. Habitability system rework is going to be pretty interesting. There are two new planet types, and habitability works different, and you now don't need to research a special area that you want to colonize, but instead, like, you get a percentage based on your home planet, where the other planets relative to that stand, and you need, I think, at least 30% or something. I have to look it up, and then you can colonize that world with the specific race or species you have in your empire. Federation Alliance rework. Yeah, that is Federation victory condition is probably linked to that. Federation association status, that is like more diplomacy for a federation. So that's like a non-aggression pact for other empires who are in contact with the federation, and you will gain trust as a federation. So every federation member gains trust with them. Better control over sectors, much needed. Then going to be a lot more like on and off switches for, especially for things like slavery or robots now, and also for military stations, like, which is like critical for the border systems, because yeah, you could formally make a military sector, but then it was just building military and otherwise really useless. Like you couldn't like use it except for like all the systems on the border maybe, but they would be developed only for all kinds of military. I mean, they were otherwise useless. They wouldn't build like research or something else. Now you have that switch to to enable military stations or not, and so it's really cool. 5 new portraits, not the cuties. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. Major sound and graphics improvements. That is going to be very good. what I expect or what I hope for is late game performance improvement. Because really I'm in a late game, and just recently I tried to record an episode and was just not recorded. My microphone just stopped working, and the game kept going at a very, very slow pace. Sometimes stopped altogether. So that will be pretty good. If that fixes something, I'll be happy. And yeah, it's not about the computer. You can look in the forums, especially the Steam forums. A lot of people are reporting this. So I think that will help. Space creature rework, including new art and encounters, that is going to be pretty great, with boss mobs and all kind of things like boss monsters in systems giving birth to smaller monsters that spawn repeatedly. Also pirates rework is under that, so that's going to be great as well. For pirates, it's basically the same. They're a creature now too, and they occasionally will raid the universe from their mother systems, so that's going to be pretty cool as well. Lots of bug fixes, AI and UI improvements. That's going to be included, and that's always pretty good. Yeah, especially if you go for some new things, you should also fix old things, and that is why they went for only a story pack, not a full expansion, because they wanted the bug fixes, AI and UI improvements to be on point, to be before that. So they just added the story pack, so to say. So and why is that? Why could you imagine the programmers? The story pack is not done by the programmers mostly. The story pack is done by the designers, by the art workers, by the story writers. So they are going, and so they had time for the programmers to actually fix things up, while the creative people were being busy. The programmers also had something to do, and they could bring out a story pack. So that's pretty great. And now to that story pack, the Leviathans DLC story pack will contain the following. This is an exhaustive list from Wiz, the game director. He should know. The Guardians feature, going to be pretty good. That is probably not only maybe the Fallen Empire stuff, but also Guardians of some systems and things like that. Then Enclaves feature, that is, we'll come to that below. That is some kind of the independent cities in Civ 5, they would give you quests and you can buy stuff from them here in Stellaris. So it's not all like Civ 5 independent cities, but it's close to that, in the thought of it. And the War in Heaven feature, that is going to be absolutely great. What that is there are two fallen empires are awakened, and they decide to battle each other because they are antagonists. And then the whole galaxy has to decide on which side they stand, or if they choose no side. And then a full galaxy war starts. That is going to be great. 5 new portraits there. Cuties. Not cuties, cuties. So for cuties you have to pay. And 20 plus minutes of new music by Andreas Woldetoft. I love that too, because I love the Stellaris music. It's just so immersive. I could listen to it forever. It isn't in some games where you after 3 hours think it's my new game, I should leave the music on, maybe there's something new. No. This is a paradox game. Music is pretty good, at least not unnerving. So enclaves, what is that? That is an enclave station. There are 3 types of enclaves, each with their own range of interactions. There are traders exchanging minerals for energy and vice versa. You can see them here. High Trader Locksack. So at hefty prices, but there are situations where that is useful. Artists allow you to commission a piece of art that can be placed on one of your planets as a building, or become their patron to support more advanced works. That's going to be pretty good. And also for like empires that are focused maybe on energy credits and mineral production, like you could gain your artists and you could make some kind of cultural game, adding another possible victory condition in the future. And curators allow you to purchase star charts and list their aid in furthering your research, or purchase information about the different guardians and their weaknesses. So the guardians are these mother monsters, most importantly. Like, so in addition, like, each type of enclave has also advanced interaction. That is earned by building up trust with them. And like, the trust comes through deals and through like not attacking them. And what does that mean? Traders will sell you a unique strategic resource accessible only to them. So there might be strategic resources only limited to the enclaves, and these you can gain access from them. Artists can be asked to organize a festival across your worlds, improving happiness across your entire empire. That is going to be pretty great, probably, because there are these situations right after a war when you may have like captured some planets, and then these planets are pretty unhappy and have all kinds of factions there. So you can use the artists to eliminate that trouble. Then curators will allow you to recruit one of their researchers who provides access to unique technologies not otherwise researchable. Oh, that is also pretty good, and like it also forces you to interact with them. And now, if you're xenophobe, there's something interesting as well. If your empire leans more towards the fanatical purifier type of thinking, you can also choose to simply attack an enclave. Space stations are powerful but not invincible, and you may just find valuable salvage and technologies among the wreckage. So if you're going to be a xenophobe, then you can gain all that by attacking them. Maybe not all, but some stuff. And now here, a teaser of what to expect. Let's click at that. A space dragon. So next dev diary is going to be about the Guardians. So if you're interested in more Stellaris, just subscribe to the channel or to the playlist I have linked up. And I've also linked up 2 other playlists. One of the Let's Play we're doing that is just in the very late game, up against the Unbidden and all. And of my guides that are slowly growing. Like, they are geared towards beginners, but also an interesting section about governors and how to use them, how to swap them optimally, and all kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to see you on the channel. Otherwise, see you in the next text and talk about the dev diaries. Happy gaming to you.